Listen to me. No matter what happens, don't lose hope. Don't run away. Don't run.
He still won't come out. It's been 3 years, and he still won't even answer the door.
I wonder what he does in there all the time. You wonder if he's even still alive.
Well, you can't blame the man for being a shut-in after what happened.
Mommy,
Yes, sweetheart?
is that Miss Carter's house?
That is where Mrs. Carter used to live.
I miss her. She was my favorite teacher.
I know, Penny. I miss her too.
We all do. I just wish Bob would come back to the real world. It can't be good for him in there. It's just so dark.
He's made it more than clear he doesn't want any of us bothering him anymore.
It's just so sad. Janet would never have wanted it this way.
Well, I don't think we should give up on Bob just yet. I mean, there might still be some hope.
We better get going for tonight. Prayer vigil for the Russell starts at 8.
Lord, please help Mr. Carter. Help him not to be lonely anymore. Help him to have a Merry Christmas.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Nothing, sir. I was just...
What happened to you?
I didn't think anyone was home. I've never seen any lights on.
Get out.
It's not what you think.
You're trespassing. Get out.
Just let me stay for a little while, just till I stop looking. The police.
The police?
Look, I just needed something to eat. You wouldn't understand.
Look, don't you have parents?
I don't know where I'm at.
Well, shouldn't they?
No, it's better they don't know. Look, the only reason I ran from those cops in the first place is so that they wouldn't take me home.
You must have some life.
I had a great life. Just not anymore. Like I said, you wouldn't understand. I just can't go out yet. They're still looking for me, and I can't risk being caught now. Look, I got a bus to catch at 8 o'clock, so just let me stay until then.
Look, I don't harbor fugitives. Get out.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm calling the police.
I don't think you want to do that.
And why not?
Don't you want to know my name first?
I don't care what your name is.
It's Zach.
Yeah, great to meet you, Zach.
Zach Russell. I take it you've heard of me.
Everyone's heard of you. They've been looking for you for days. The whole town is looking for you.
Well, I'd prefer they keep looking.
All right, look, I have to call the police now. If it somehow got out that you were here, I could get in a lot of trouble.
It can't. Now look, you like to keep to yourself, don't you? You don't like a lot of attention. Well, just think. All the people, all the cameras, all the reporters, they would be coming to your house. And you don't want that. And I don't want to go home, so just let me stay until I can catch my bus.
You're a smart kid. Bet you get your way a lot, don't you?
Smart's not the right word. I'm no good. I'm rotten, and I always knew it. I just never thought I could go this far.
Wait a minute. In the paper it said you were kidnapped.
I wasn't kidnapped.
But they found the car. You were gone, and your brother was... Zach, what really happened?
I haven't told anybody what really happened.
If there's one thing I can do, it's keep to myself.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have to be honest with somebody. They caught me smoking again. They kept me after school, so my dad had to come pick me up. He hates when he has to do that. I was always the bad one, the disappointment. My mom and dad would try and try. They were always giving me some lecture. I never listened. We stopped at the store. Had to pick up a few things for dinner. I asked my dad. I asked him to leave the keys in the car so I could listen to the radio. I was mad. It should have been me. It should have been me. I'm the one who's no good. I'm the one who deserved it, not him, not my brother. I just never thought I could go this far. Now you can see. Now you can see why I can never go home. I can never face my parents after that.
This is my wife, Janet. This picture was taken just over 3 years ago. We had just found out she was pregnant. Everything was going fine with her and the baby, and then it wasn't. This is the last picture I have.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't be. It doesn't change anything. That's the thing, is none of us can change anything. I always used to think there was somebody looking out for us, making sure things were going to be all right, and I've seen enough now to know that's just not true.
You don't believe in God?
My wife did. I remember her telling me it's the last thing she ever said. She told me not to lose hope. She told me not to run away. Don't run, she said. She was afraid that I'd turn my back. She was so strong. She had this calmness, this confidence. Even at the end, she always had this peace about her. She was so grateful in everything. The littlest things. I remember every year at Christmas, she'd always sit by this window as the carolers would go up and down the street. She'd just listen. The look on her face was pure joy. And when they started to sing Joy to the World, that's when she'd just lose it. She was so overcome by the littlest things. I was so jealous of that.
Do you think she's in heaven? Well, I think she is. And my brother's there too. I want to see him again, but I know I can't. Not after what I did. Can't even go home.
Zach, what makes you so sure?
Look, it's better this way. For me and my parents. How could they ever take me back after what I did? How could they live with me?
How could they live without you? Zach, maybe you're right. Some things are just beyond fixing. You want my advice? Tonight you get on that bus and you leave and you don't ever look back. You get out of here. That's what I did.
Where did you go?
Zach, for some people, the best way to run away is just to stop moving. Once you realize that none of this matters. Zach, you're the first person who's come through that door in over 2 years, and it's not for a lack of trying. People are always trying to come by to cheer up poor Mr. Carter. They don't get it. They don't know what I need, and the sooner they realize that, the sooner we can all get on with our lives.
Well, I hope we can both get on with our lives. Hope that more than anything.
Well, don't lose hope. Not yet. Can I get you something to eat? Be hot chocolate.
I'm fine.
We need to get your mind off all this.
Queen works live with the
Wait, go back!
An ongoing search for Zach Russell, the 14-year-old boy who went missing just 3 days ago today. Now, officials announced today that they now believe that Zach was not kidnapped, as was previously reported. Fingerprints taken from the steering wheel of the car indicate that Zach himself was the one driving the vehicle at the time of the crash. Now, investigators believe that Zach then fled the scene before authorities could arrive. There are no current leads on Zach's whereabouts, and recent search attempts have come up empty. However, Zach's parents are still holding on to hope for their son's safe return.
I would just like to say to anyone out there, if you know anything about our son, please send him home. And honey, if you're out there, and I pray that you can hear me, we know what happened. We know what you did, but we love you, and nothing that you could ever do will change that. We've lost so much in the last 3 days, but no matter what happens, we won't lose hope. Zach, don't run away. Don't run.
I gotta go. It's almost 8.
Zach, wait. If you get on that bus...
No, I have to go now.
Zach, wait, I was wrong! Don't run.
I don't think this is such a good idea.
It's Christmas Eve. Maybe we should just let him be.
Look, maybe it's crazy. And if he wants to stay in there, that's fine. But I'm not giving up on him. Not yet.
Bob needs to know that there are still people out here who love and care about him. Janet would have wanted that.
Mommy, look, the lights are on.
That's a good sign.
Well, at least we know he's home. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
Well, it was worth a shot.
It's freezing out here. Can we go back inside?
Yeah, let's go home, honey.
Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.
I just thought maybe.
It's okay, honey. At least we tried. All right, Penny, let's go get you warmed up. Hey, wait, look.
What?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was her favorite song.
You know, Penny was just telling me that Janet was her favorite teacher.
Was she really?
I miss her, Mr. Carter.
I miss her too. But we don't need to be sad anymore. She's with God. You believe that, don't you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I shut you all out. I've been running for so long. But I'm ready to change that. Would you like to come in? Just warm up for a few minutes.
How about it, Penny? Would you like to go inside and see where Mrs. Carter lived?
Bet you'd like some hot chocolate too.
Thank you.
Lost in our sin, we had no way. Our hearts were hard, our eyes were blind till your grace. In our despair, you made a way, reached out your hand, you sent your son to die. This simple story has given life from death to glory. You gave us life when hope came down to show the way. What can I do? What can I say? Simply have faith. You came as a child, you took on flesh. You are the way, you are the truth, you are the light. This simple story has given life Praise to the King, praise to the Lord, He made a way. Alleluia, alleluia. Praise to the King, praise to the Lord, He made a way.
He made a way. It's called Christmas. Hope came down at Christmas. And maybe you're like the two men in our story. Maybe this Christmas you've lost hope. The boy lost hope because of the tragedy of his rebellion and sin, and he thought, I've gone too far. I can never be forgiven. And the young man lost hope because of the loss that he experienced and the desire that he had for those relationships to continue that were gone. And I don't know what brokenness that you're bringing into this Christmas, but I know that over 2,000 years ago and 600 years before that, the prophet Isaiah prophesied about a Savior who would come as a child to bring healing and hope to a broken world. And he said in Isaiah chapter 7, he said, the Lord himself is going to give us a sign. The virgin will conceive and have a son and name him Emmanuel, which means God with us. I like that word, with, don't you? With. It's best when you're afraid. When you're afraid and someone is with you, it disperses that fear. And wasn't the first words of the angel when they spoke to Joseph and to Mary and to the shepherds? Don't be afraid. Emmanuel, with you, God is coming. Oh, the other time that with is such a powerful word is when we feel alone. Jesus said, I will never leave you or forsake you. And even in the loss of those that you love under tragic circumstances, when you feel like you're all alone and left with nothing, isn't it Emmanuel who is still with us? And isn't it Emmanuel that will be with us? Isaiah went on in his prophecy in the book of Isaiah in chapter 9. Listen to these words. Not only do we have a God who's with us at Christmas, but it says, for a child will be born for us. For us. I like that. And a son will be given to us. And the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. A God who is for us, not against us. A God who has been given to us to benefit us. That's Christmas. And listen to those names. Wonderful Counselor. In awe of the insight and help that we get in the struggles of life, that voice that speaks into our soul. Truth. Jesus said about the Holy Spirit when he ascended that he would send a helper, a counselor, wonderful counselor. But my favorite in the list, mighty God. You think about strength. It's not just any old helper. It's literally God himself.
My wife and I adopted 2 sons from Ethiopia, and they're 7 and 9. They were one day having some bantering with one of their white friends who came over. And the bantering went like this: which is better, brown or white? And they got into a little bit of a debate, and then the white boy started throwing out all the superheroes, and my sons were feeling quite pounded by all the white superheroes. And finally, in his despair, one of my sons said, "Oh, and you get Jesus too. We lose." He was white. And I'm listening to the conversation, and I thought, no. And I said to him, no, Jesus was brown. And he threw his little arms in the air, and he said, yes, we win everything. Jesus beats everybody. Because he's mighty God. But not just mighty God, everlasting Father. Eternal. I'm sorry that too few of us have the experience of a godly Father. That one who was to protect us and to provide for us and love us and care for us, to bring comfort and encouragement, urging and applause. Maybe we haven't had in our earthly father, and some of us have. But God said, because of Christmas, you who believe in me can say, Abba, Father. Eternal Father. You can be sons of the living God, eternal Father, creator of the universe. But it goes beyond that. Prince of Peace. Prince of Peace, that peace that passes all understanding that we need in the midst of struggles of life, in a broken world where we have insights and glimmers of hope, but sometimes we lose hope because of the pain and the struggle. But Jesus at Christmas brought peace on earth, goodwill to men. You remember when his disciples were all in despair in the boat when the storm was coming and the waves were raging and they thought they were going to die? You remember Jesus went out on a boat and he said, peace. Peace, be still. The Prince of Peace came at Christmas. Not only with us, but for us. And then I think maybe this is the best of all. Listen to Isaiah's words. In Isaiah 53, he was despised and rejected by men, a man of suffering who knew what sickness was. He was like some people would turn away from. He was despised and we didn't value him, yet he himself bore our sickness and carried our pains. But we in turn regarded him as stricken, struck down by God and afflicted. But he was pierced because of our transgressions. He was crushed because of our iniquities. Punished for our peace was on him. And we are healed by his wounds. We all went astray like sheep. We all have turned to our own way. And the Lord has punished him for the iniquity of us all. Hear this at Christmas. Not just a God with us and a God for us, but a God instead of us. He took God's just punishment for our sin on himself. That for those of us who put our faith in him and believe in him, scot-free. We put our hope in this. And that's why I think maybe the most popular verse at Christmas should be the most popular verse in all the Bible. It's this one, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son at Christmas, that whoever would believe in him would not perish, but instead would have everlasting life. Do you have hope this Christmas? Are you running away from a God who's reaching out and running toward you? What would be better at Christmas than, like our characters in this story, to say yes to God? Open your hearts to the hope of Christmas.
Lost in our sin, we had no way. Our hearts were hard, our eyes were blind till your grace. In our despair, you made a way, reached out your hand, you sent your son to die. This simple story has given life from death to glory. You gave us life. This simple story has given life from death to glory. You gave us life. Praise to the King, praise to the Lord, He made a way. Alleluia, alleluia, praise to the King, praise to the Lord.